Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. For today, I've already what did I cook? Tilapia, flounder, 3 of them, fillets. And with this fish that I just finished, I am going to make fusilli salad with salami and sun-dried tomato vinaigrette. I know it sounds interesting, doesn't it? I tell you, I buy cookbooks and I start reading them, and the things I find in them, you want to make these things, but the thing is a lot of people are afraid to go. Now, when I mention a vinaigrette, it's the same thing as a salad dressing. It's a dressing, but vinaigrette is the proper name. All right. Now, I don't have their pasta, but I got garden rotini, and this is what I'm going to use in it. And they say they want 8 ounces. Now this is 16 ounces. So let me go get my scale out and we will weigh out 8 ounces, which is going to be half a box. Okay, I already have some whey on. That's the byproduct of cheese making. And I have it in a pot coming to a boil, so we can cook our pasta in it. Now, you can use water if you wish, or a different stock. And if you have water or your stock left over, pour it into your yard when you're done. Let it cool and just pour it in your yard. You don't have to throw it down the sink if there's no salt in it. If there's salt in it, you can't throw it into your yard. That's why I don't use salt when I'm cooking it, because I'm going to add salt to the vinaigrette. So anything I can, if it has salt, it's going down the sink, but if it doesn't have salt in it, I put it out into my yard. Okay. We got it. 8 ounces. Okay, listen, I'm going to get the rest of this stuff. I've got a nice long list here of getting stuff together, and then I'll be back. Okay, you are going to need 4 slices of provolone cut 1/4 inch thick. Mine is 1/3, so I'm only going to use 3 of mine. But they want it 1/4 inch thick. And you're going to cut them in slices. And they only want them 1 inch long, so you're making like little matches. That's exactly what you're making. They're only going to be about this big for the salad. This is the salad that I'm actually, I've been reading this salad. It was one of the first salads I saw. I said, oh, I have got to make this. So if they get your cheese a little bigger and it's 1/3, you only need 1 inch worth of it when you put all the slices together. That's why I didn't use the 4th one, because it was too much. Let's talk about sugars. There's so many things that are sugar that people don't realize. carbohydrates like pasta, bread, rice, corn, all of that is definitely sugar. You have two classifications of sugar. You have the carbohydrates, which I'm mentioning right now, which are your sugars, not your sugars, they're your starches. So potatoes, rice, corn, flour, things made with these things are definitely sugars. Now, the difference between what you know is sugars and carbohydrates, so they're the same thing, they're going to call them different names, make it more confusing, is carbohydrates take longer to break down. Like I said, that's the flour, the corn, the rice, you know, anything made with these things, just generally mentioning them. And they are the ones that will sit there and stay in the body longer to keep hunger away. Now, the fast-acting sugars are your brown sugar, white sugar, molasses, honey. Hold on a minute. I'm going to be putting the pasta in now into the way. Shoot! Heaven. Now, why did you do that? You've never done that in your whole life. And listen, I've had this stove a long time. Listen, I have to turn you off. Stop you. I've got a mess. Okay, I guess you want to know what happened. I put the pasta into my water, and the whole thing came up over. It put the burner out, and it's all over the floor. I just finished mopping the floor up, so I had a nice big blooper done in the kitchen. In all my years of cooking pasta and cooking it in whey and everything else, it has never done it. And this is the first. And you can see I still have, that is hot. I've got to get that up. Dang. You know what? Only the pasta has to cook. So we'll just cook the pasta and leave the rest of this alone until it cools so I can handle it. Let's get back to cutting the cheese. Okay, where was I? I don't remember where I was. We were talking about sugars. There are two kinds of sugars. I'm going to have to start at the beginning because I can't remember where I was. That sort of took my attention away. There are two. There's carbohydrates and regular sugar. Regular sugar is your brown sugar, maple syrup, honey, all of that sugar, a confectionery sugar, dark and light brown sugar. Regular white sugar is all sugar. Those are fast-acting sugars. In other words, when you, and I've got more water back, dang, you're floating in it too. Hold on. They are known as fast-acting sugars. They get into your blood in a hurry and they give you a rush. That's why people like having sugar in their coffee. I've got a mess here. You're going to be picked up and down while I try to clean your feet off because you're sitting in it. I told you it went everywhere. So what happens is the fast-acting sugars get into your blood and you get that quick pick-me-up, but you notice after a short time you get sluggish again and you get hungry. Those are your fast-acting sugars. Now, carbohydrates are sugars. They are your flours, your corns, your rice, breads, anything made with those is definitely going to be the carbohydrate sugars. Now, these sugars take a long time to get into your body, but they take a long time before your sugar level drops down and you get tired. This is why people run for donuts and things like that. You get that quick sugar, and then you have that, and that lasts to get you going, and then you sit there and have that long-acting flour or whatever it is, the carbohydrate, whatever carbohydrate you're taking. So it'll sit there and carry you. So the fast-acting sugar gets it going right away. That's why when you eat, you don't get hungry right away. But if you just have coffee or something and you're running out the door to get to work, you'll notice you get hungry and sluggish very quickly. That is because that's a fast-acting sugar. This is why most of the time they think of giving people on cutting 1-inch sticks. I don't believe that happened. So that's why people put sugar in their coffee. They give their children cereal, because cereal is a starch. It's made from grains. And the readings state from Casey that you are only supposed to have 1 starch per meal. Too many starches, because a lot of starch will cause your body to go acid. Remember, we talked about carbohydrates and sugar are really sugar. The body treats it the same. It's sugar. This is why I'm calling it sugar, in spite of the different names that man calls it. You get sick because it makes your body acid. And a lot of people today eat a lot, I mean a lot of starch. I'm gonna go over there waiting for that thing to come up again because it ran. I've never had anything like that happen. Oh man. They should put on the box, warning, because it's mixed pastas. So that's why moms give their children cereal, but they don't get that protein. Now see, while the carbohydrates are keeping that sugar up, for the energy you need to get that protein. So you see how you have it? You have that cup of coffee with sugar, you feel perky, you get into the kitchen, you start cooking. You cook the starch, you give it to your children are going to run in, they're not going to get hungry, but they're not going to have the protein that they need, which is that extra energy. So when the protein lasts even longer. So you can see at each level, you get the fast sugar, then you get the carbohydrate, and you get those proteins. So that keeps the body going till you're ready to eat again. So if you go to a restaurant, watch it. They'll give you, let's say we order hamburgers. They'll give you a soda, fast-acting sugar. They give you French fries, let's say fries. There's another sugar, long-acting. The hamburger's on a bun. There's another long-acting sugar. And you get lettuce and tomato. Not enough to whistle Dixie, but they make sure half your platter is the potatoes, the fries. Be them sweet potatoes, and sweet potatoes too are also a starch. All potatoes are starch. Better known as carbohydrates, better known as sugar. Okay, so the only thing, the meat patty is your protein. Let's see, these are a little short. We'll put these on the side. Let me get these cut first. So if you take a look at your platter, and if you go to prepare the meal, make sure they get 1 starch at the meal. And then make sure. And they don't have to have soda, because that's just a quick-acting sugar. And that'll fill them up, and then they don't get the protein and stuff that they need. This is where people are making a mistake. Count your calories. No, count your proteins. If you can get your proteins where they're supposed to be, your calories will always, you won't have too many calories. They always work out. They forget to tell you that because they don't know. And if you go to your doctor and ask him about this stuff, he's gonna tell you he doesn't know. He'll send you to somebody. He says, but I don't know. He doesn't want to look stupid, so he said, I'll send you to a dietitian. Now, a dietitian is not somebody who lays out the meals. Nutritionists are the ones that lay those diets out. They're the ones you have to see. Now, when you see a real dietitian, she will sit there and she'll cut your hair, because she wants some of your hair for the last 6 months. She will want saliva from your mouth, and she'll probably ask for your bowels as well. give her a swipe of that in your urine. And that will tell her exactly what's been going on the last 6 months of your life, so she pretty much knows what she's going to do. All right, we got these chopped. Put them on the side. I'm going to finish these pieces up. I'm still looking at that pasta. I can't believe what it did. Okay, this is done. Yeah, I made a bread too. This is a pull apart bread. I've got to get it on a rack. Jesus, I've got this stuff all over the place. Anyway, I have a mess to clean up. So always remember, this is why I say count your calories. You really need to count your calories. Not your calories. Shut up, Sandy. Yes, yes. Count your proteins, not those calories. You will always miss it. And when you don't get your protein, you get sluggish. You need the protein. And if you don't think that's true, what are your organs made up of? Protein. What are your muscles made up? Protein. Anybody who lifts weights know they have to eat a lot of protein for those muscles. Standards. So it's not the calories. If you're on a diet, count your protein. And remember, I showed you what a whole pound of beef looks like. And 3 ounces is 25 grams of protein. So you could be easily just count your proteins and make sure you get those 70 a day, and you will lose weight automatically if you're overeating. Now, remember, if you are taking medication or taking illegal drugs and stuff, it's a stress on the body and it's going to interfere with your digestion and you trying to get what you need for the body. Because that's what it does. It blocks it. Listen, I believed in medicine for a long time. I thought I was working with it, and when I found out, it was only after my husband passed that I realized. Because I remember the doctor said, well, there's no more we can do for him, so we're sending him home here. In other words, they were telling me, we're sending him home to die. We've done all that we're going to do. You know, I don't need to hear that. So as you can see, and another thing you don't know is the people who make the medicine also make your vitamins. They're the ones who do all this. And yet we were the ones who did it a long time ago. It was in our charge as a parent, as a mother in the kitchen. We had to know those herbs, natural herbs, but they're not using natural herbs. They're using synthetic ones and using stuff that we would not put in our bodies normally. Because if they used natural and we knew about it, we could do it and then they wouldn't make money. See, this is a whole money scheme. That's all it is. Don't worry, I still have a mess over here to clean up. The burner's too hot for me to handle. Get it up, I've got a puddle sitting in it. Oh, God, I don't believe that. This is too hot to try. Okay. Okay, girl. Getting the pasta out. That's all I'm going to be doing. I know you had your hair and you can't see, but I'll bring you over. And see, there's my puddle sitting in there. Cut this whole burner off. I was not happy about it. Now they say to run cold water over this, so I'm going to do it. Though I normally don't do it. to make a giant pasta dish. I know the way my family eats. But anyway, you should only have one starch at a meal. Let me get you over here again. At least your feet are dry. You got that going. Now they want you to rinse this in cold water. So they want you to stop the cooking. That's what I'm doing right now. Draining it. Where's my bowl? It's too far, I can't reach it. Okay. I have it in the bowl here. Thank goodness I didn't have my book there. It'd be soaking wet and ruined. I think we're going to be making the vinaigrette next. Just give me a minute. Oh yeah, that's what we're going to do. I need measuring spoons and a cup. I'll be right back. Okay, we need 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. You're going to need it to put it in a bowl. I'm going to do the tomatoes after. We'll get to the tomatoes in a minute. You need 1/4 of a cup of red wine vinegar. Put that in a bowl as well. This is all going in a bowl that I'm telling you right now. You need two tablespoons of chopped parsley. I know I should not be using a slicing knife with this. I need my chopping knife. See, each knife is made a certain way to do certain things. See a lot of people using one knife for everything, and that's not what it's done for. It's actually protecting you, making sure you get the desired results that you're looking for. Two tablespoons. Put that in with the vinegar and stuff into the bowl. Everything's going in the bowl, so don't think I'm doing anything different right now. It's just that the bowl is a little behind you because I had glue wedged in a corner because of the mess that I made. All right, you need 1 garlic clove minced. This goes over here because that goes in my freezer with everything else. You know what, I'm going to have to leave these on. Mince means to chop extremely fine. So So the recipe says minced. I know a lot of you know it, but the ones who don't, that's what it means. You're going to chop it very, very fine. Now, if you don't want to cut your fingers, you keep your fingers up. If you curl it like this, you have a chance of cutting your fingers. This is why you see the hands up. They do this because they do not want to, they cut themselves as it is. Let's say they don't need any extra missing joints. Put that in the bowl as well. All right, we need 3/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. They're not explicit on which one. So I'm just going to use black pepper and assume that's what they want. I don't know if they want white or red or green. And yes, they have green ones, which I didn't know. Okay. Now what are we adding here? 3/4 of a, oh no, we have to go back to the, we need 3/4 of a cup of oil-packed sun-dried tomatoes, rinsed and patted dry, then minced, plus 2 tablespoons of the packing oil. Come on. Ain't that weak? I think they want all of these because they're talking 3/4 of a cup. And they want me to rinse these? Okay. Let me get 2 tablespoons out and put that in there too. Take these, we want them rinsed. Yeah, we'll rinse them. Rinse them off. Now they want us to pat them dry, and then we are going to, I don't know what, I don't know if they want them sliced or minced. We'll find out in a minute. They want them minced and put in there too, I guess. You want to put it there too? Yep. I might not need those. 3/4 a cup. I'll put these in. And yes, you saw me do salami on this, as well as cheese. You're probably having kittens about it. Oh. Well, I heard from YouTube. YouTube said, "Yay! You got your stickers going. Hurry up and get the rest." And I'm saying, I don't speak computer language. I hate to bring it to people's attention, but I really don't speak computer. I talk with people. You want me to throw this in there too? Yep, that's 3/4. That's dumped in. Now we're going to be putting some olive oil in there. I don't know how much yet. Okay. Drizzle olive oil and tomato oil. No, I already put that in. We need 1/4 cup olive oil. Okay. Oh, here it is. You see that? Now we're adding the olive oil in. They said add a little at a time and whisk while you're doing it. I said, no, I'm not. I'm going to add it all at once. Now this is the vinaigrette, okay? This is what we've got right now. Put that to the side. We have to get spinach too. Oh my God, where am I going to put it? Now am I going to have to... Okay, we're going to have to add black olives. We need 1/2 cup of black olives that are pitted. Half a cup. I need my measuring cup back. Now they want you to just cut them in half. Just like that. I'm just going to cut them in half. We need 1/2 cup. Take this here. As you can see, this is a very interesting salad. I know it's taking a little longer than that. I do apologize. We're at 35 minutes, but I did have a catastrophe in my kitchen. I think the spinach will be the last thing we have to add. You just got to give me time. So I did spend some time cleaning up. Yep, that's a half a cup. Add this to your pasta. Now I have to bring it over here because I have to get the scale out. Alright, so I added that. We're going to add the cheese and this together. They want us to toss it. I'm going to use my fingers because that's what I usually use. Now we're going to add this vinaigrette, toss it, and then we're going to get the spinach, and then we'll be putting spinach in it. As you can see, well, you couldn't see unless you're my age. If you're my age, you could see that vinaigrettes have come a long way from what we used to have at the dinner tables. They have gone a long ways. This is the salad that's going to go with the fish. I'm going to tell you right now, it really smells good. I'm surprised at how good it does smell. You could see having this on a picnic if you wish, or a simple dinner. You know, if you just cook the meat and make this, have it on the side, you pretty much covered everything. Okay, we have to get the spinach out now. And my scale. Here. How much do they have? All right, we need 2 ounces of spinach chopped. Do you believe they did not have any fresh spinach? I had to buy it in a bag. We considered spinach salad exotic, but these are like, wow, we go way up. Not quite. Almost there. Okay. See, I like when you can buy spinach fresh and not in bags like this, because if you don't use it, it's all going to go bad. But you can buy it in little bunches and know exactly what you need and weigh it out at the store. Back at this again. like to strip the stems from these. Take the leaves, you fold them into each other, and pull that off. That's what you're pulling off. This is how you do it. Be it big leaves, little leaves, whatever. Then I'm going to rinse them again. So I'm going to continue doing this and give you a break from me.